Alright, here we are in the InfoWars. Boris Johnson claimed COOF was nature's way of dealing with old people. Probe reveals. Okay, the video I'm gonna play is from The Guardian, so here we go.
He says, I must say I've been slightly rocked by some of the data on COVID fatalities. The median age is 82 to 81 for men, 85 for women. That's above life expectancy, so get COVID and live longer. Hardly anyone under 60 goes into hospital. I no longer buy all this NHS overwhelmed stuff. Folks, I think we may need to recalibrate. And you say, all understood, but how does this change the policy? Still not politically viable to change course. He says it shows we don't go for nationwide lockdown. Now,
Still not politically viable to change course. Yeah, because if they change course, they'll probably lose their job.
a little bit earlier in August, where Patrick Vallance has recorded that the PM WhatsApp group kicks off because the PM had read about the infection fatality rate. And it says this: he's obsessed with older people accepting their fate and letting the young get on with life and the economy going. Quite a bonkers set of exchanges. If we can look at page 308, please. PM says his party thinks the whole thing is pathetic and COVID is just nature's way of dealing with old people.
So the COOF is nature's way of dealing with old people, because they're an economic burden. That reminds me of MAID here in Canada. And who else viewed certain people as an economic drain or social drain? Why, Mustache Man, of course. If I'm not mistaken, the first group of people that Mustache Man targeted were people with mental disabilities and physical disabilities. The reason he targeted them: 1, he viewed them genetically inferior. 2, they were a cost on the society because they had to be housed and fed and looked after. Strange how here in the West we say lest we forget, but when I look at all these governments, sounds like history's repeating itself. Oh, and I just had a thought about why governments don't like old people. Did you ever hear old people say, back in my day? Well, here's how I imagine it going in the UK. An elderly British person saying this: well, back in my day, energy didn't cost so much because we used coal. Yeah, it was dirty, but you know what? It was dirt cheap. And now with the high energy bills, you have elderly people struggling to pay their hydro bill, which is bad when winter sets in. Or how about back in my day, the capital London was majority white, not majority diverse. I know most younger people don't listen to the elderly people, but you never know. There might be one here or one there saying, hey, you know what? Cheaper energy sounds really nice. Or, I was told that diversity was a strength, and yet I look out and I see all this crime that's perpetrated by people who aren't native to this land. I could really go for some of that old-timey stuff. Anyway, back to the video.
And he was trying to view it through that lens. I think some of the language is obviously not what I would have used, but for me the core argument was always the same.
So this guy says the core argument's the same, he just would have used different language. Make it sound nicer. Something to the tune of, well, you know, the elderly people have lived for a very long time, and, you know, we could use that money to help the school system, or, you know, the poor migrants. So in closing, Boris Johnson doesn't like old people? Well, here's the thing with that. To me, Boris Johnson's old. But hey, he's rich, so I guess he's better than the other old people. Well, anyway, I saw this article and I thought, hey, that's a lot like MAID. And also Mustache Man. So, I made this video. Anyway, take care out there in Clown World.